welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I would love to have you subscribe, like, comment, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So today's video is going to be a collab. This is the first time I have ever collabed with this person and I'm so excited. Her name is Tina. Her channel name is Tina H Beautiful Journey. If you're not familiar with who Tina is, I will have her channel linked in my description box. Please go to her channel and subscribe and watch her videos. We connected not too long ago here on YouTube and also on Instagram, and I just love her content. She has such wonderful videos. She's beautiful, she's talented, she's intelligent, she knows her stuff when it comes to makeup, and it's like watching a really good friend that I've known for a very long time every time I watch her videos. She got a hold of me not too long ago on Instagram and she asked me if I would like to do a palette bingo with her, and of course I said yes. I love doing palette bingos, and we talked about different palettes that we have in our collection that we have in common, and we decided on the BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin palette. And those of you who have been watching my channel for any length of time know that blue shadows make me a little nervous, but as time has gone on I've gotten more used to using blue shadows and I actually really enjoy it. So the 5 shades that I randomly selected using my random generator app are as follows. We have So Good, Tempting, Delish, Treat, and Crumble. And I love this palette. This palette is one of my favorite BH Cosmetics palettes, blue or not, because it does have some really fun neutral options as well as the bright pops of beautiful blues. And I was hoping to get, maybe a couple brown shades, but doing an all blue look has me very excited. I think this is a really fun, beautiful color story. This shade here, the shade called Treat, had me a little nervous at first. I was like, it's kind of gray. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to create yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. So if you guys are interested to see the look that I'm going to create with the 5 shades that I randomly selected from the BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin palette for my palette bingo collab with Tina, then please sit back, relax, and let's get started. All right, let's get started on this look for my palette bingo collab with Tina using the BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin palette. I am so bummed. I found out in the last few days that BH Cosmetics is going bankrupt, and I'm just absolutely brokenhearted over that. And I really hope, I really hope and pray to the makeup gods that something can be done to like salvage that brand, because it's one of my absolute favorite brands that I've ever used ever since I got really into makeup like 3 or 4 years ago. And Steff from Steff's Beauty Stash, I'm gonna have her video linked in my description box. She did a really thorough video about this whole thing within the last couple of days that I thought was really helpful and informative and just kind of really helped me kind of understand what was going on. So like I said, that video will be linked in my description box. Please check that out. All right, so I'm gonna start off with this shade here called Delish. I'm gonna put that down in my transition area. And all of my face makeup is on, my eyelid is primed in the Urban Decay primer potion, and my brows are done. And that will all be listed in the description box. Okay, so let's get started with Delish. And like I said, I'm just gonna put that down in my transition area, just kind of starting here and just working it across the transition area. And what I've learned about blue shadows is that you just kind of have to take your time and not go too crazy right away. I remember quite a while ago, a few years ago, I had watched Paulina Beauty do like a all blue eye look, and she did like a cut crease and it was just gorgeous. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna try to do that myself. And I mean, I had like very little experience with makeup in general and even less experience using blue eyeshadows. I mean, I used them like in the 8th grade, but did I? I don't know. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna recreate this look and it's gonna be absolutely amazing, just like Paulina's. And I was doing my makeup while I was talking to my aunt on the phone. I had her like on speakerphone. And I really should not have been talking to my aunt and doing an all blue eye look because I really wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And it looked decent. I mean, I got the cut crease pretty well. It looked decent, I thought, in my makeup mirror, this little trusty mirror right in front of me here. And I got up and went into the bathroom to like look at an actual like big mirror, and I shrieked. I was like, ah! It looked awful. I was like, oh my God, no way. So that really kind of turned me off to using blue shadows for a long time. But I've gotten myself some nice blue palettes and gotten a little bit more comfortable. That was something that Tina and I both talked about when we were trying to decide what palette to use. We were like, let's do the Blueberry Muffin palette from BH, because we're both not super huge fans of using blue. I mean, I love blue eyeshadows, but I just am not very good at creating looks with them. And she said she felt kind of nervous about it too. Like, it's either gonna look like we came straight out of the 80s or Mimi from the Drew Carey show. So yeah, that's it was kind of a motivating factor here in us using a blue palette together today. And this is a beautiful blue matte. I love this. It's very nice. It's kind of like sea blue. It's really pretty, but it's kind of almost like a baby blue and a sea blue mixed together. Okay, now I'm gonna go into this shade here called So Good. I'm gonna put that in my outer V. And like I said, Tina and I connected, oh, I don't know, not too long ago on YouTube and Instagram, and I just love her. She's got such great content on her channel. She did a video not too long ago where she like reorganized and cleaned up her beauty space, and it was one of the most soothing videos I think I've ever watched in my life. It was just so fun to like watch her clean everything up and like reorganize stuff. I love that, and I need to get better about doing that. I did clean up my beauty space about 2 weeks ago. I kind of reorganized some things. Like right after the new year hit, I brought in a bookshelf from our garage and put all my palettes on it, and just kind of, I don't know, reorganize some things. And it was wonderful. It was pristine, it was clean. I cleaned off all my brushes, like washed my brushes, like really washed them, got my desk all cleaned off, everything was wonderful. And 2 weeks in and it's a mess again. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great either. I really need to clean my brushes. I ran out of my Eco Tools brush cleanser, and I have ordered some off Amazon, and that stuff is absolutely amazing. It does such a good job of getting the shadows off your brush. I mean, like, you know, I use the same brushes all the time usually, so it's quite the task for that cleanser, let me tell you. But it does a great job, and it also gets rid of the stains on your brush pretty well. I have some brushes that are pretty stained, and that stuff does a pretty darn good job of getting rid of that. And this blue matte is gorgeous, and it works really well. It blends out nicely, it packs on nicely. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's such a deep, beautiful blue shade. Okay, wonderful. Now, I am going to grab this brush here from AliExpress. I love it. And I'm going to go into Tempting. I'm going to put that down, probably like midway across my lid into my outer V. And I am going to spray this. And this is a really interesting shade because it's kind of like, I don't know if it's necessarily a duochrome, but it's kind of like got a black base to it. So when you put it down, it's almost like you're laying blue on top of a black. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's gorgeous. So I'm put that right here. I mean, look how deep that is, but also bright. Like it's deep and bright, and it's wonderful. I love this shade. Like I said at the beginning, the Treat shade, that kind of grayish shade, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with that. I think I am just gonna use it on my lower lash line. And Tina also did a video recently about like project panning and whether or not she wants to do that, and kind of like why she wants to do that. And it was really interesting to hear her theories or like her thoughts about it, because I have thought about doing a project pan project on my channel before. I don't know. I don't really know where to start. And I remember watching, I can't remember which creator it was, but they were talking about how they do project panning, but then they end up doing like hate panning because they just get so sick of using this product like multiple times throughout the month that they just don't even want to use it anymore. And I'm pretty sure that that's exactly what would happen to me. I would end up hating the product and never wanting to use it again. So I don't know, but Tina had some really good suggestions about like, you know, choosing just a few things out of your collection that you want to pan, or something else I've kind of thought about doing too is just really using up products that I don't have a whole lot of left. Like for instance, my Urban Decay primer potion, I really want to use that completely gone, and it's almost gone. And then I have like a couple concealers that are getting low, and you know, just really focusing on using those things until they're all the way gone and then going to the next thing. And I love that shimmer. That is so gorgeous, so opaque and just lovely. So now I'm going to go into Crumble, and I'm going to put that down towards the front part of my lid and kind of mesh that in with the Tempting shade. I'm going to spray this as well. But yeah, I just love Tina. She's beautiful, and she's really like genuine, and oh, that's gorgeous. Very genuine and very kind and warm, and it just feels like I am watching a really good friend that I have known for years just, you know, talk about her looks and her makeup products that she loves and that she uses. And we like a lot of the same brands, which is always fun to connect with people that like the same things that you do. You know, it's neat. And it's also fun to connect with people that like different brands and different products too, because then you learn a lot from them. But I don't know, I love Tina. She's wonderful. Like I said, I will have her channel linked in my description box, and please go and watch her videos and subscribe to her because you will love her. You'll love her. I love her. She's amazing. All right, I'm just going to keep putting that down a little bit more over the top of the Tempting shade, just so it's not quite that real stark line between the two shimmers. And these are so metallic. I usually will go back over with my fingers too, and I don't even know that I'm going to do that because I don't really need to. Using the finger technique for me just kind of makes the shades look more metallic, but these, I don't know that I need to. Although, you know what? I'm going to go into tempting with my finger and just kind of make sure that that's nice and smushed together here. Listen to me. I say I'm not going to use my finger, and then I use my finger 2 seconds later. Oh, geez. I think that looks gorgeous. I love that kind of gradient across the lid. I love it. Okay, let me grab my other brush here, and I'm going to go back into So Good and just make sure that the outer corner here looks nice with that shimmer. Just kind of make sure those are nicely jiving together here. And I know I mentioned a couple videos ago that a new season of the show Ozark was going to be starting on Netflix. And it has started. It started on Friday. Today's Sunday. I'm going to go back into Delish and just kind of blend out that outer corner there just a little bit better. So we started watching it on Friday when my husband got home from work at like, I don't know, he gets home at around midnight. And we stayed up until like 3 o'clock in the morning watching like, I don't know, 2 or 3 episodes. And then we binge watched it most of the day on Saturday. We're so horrible about that because we'll start watching a show, and rather than just watching a couple episodes here and a couple episodes there, oh no, we just totally like get absolutely invested into the show. It's crazy. And now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of the Crumble with this brush underneath my brow bone, just right here, just to kind of brighten that up a little bit. I just wanted to have a nice bright brow bone area. But it's 2 parts. They've separated Ozark, the 4th season, into 2 parts. And we just finished the first part, like I said, and oh my God, it is so good. If you guys don't watch Ozark, you got to watch it. It's not really appropriate for kids. If you have little kids, I wouldn't let them be in the room while you're watching it. It's not horrible, but you know, there's some adult subject matter in it, but it's so good. So good. I actually got a hold of my friend Alinka, who's another creator on this platform who I love with all of my heart. And I said, if you and your husband aren't watching Ozark yet, you need to start watching it soon because it's so good. Now I'm going to do my lower waterline, and I'll be using the Milani Stay Put waterproof eyeliner in the shade Keep On Sapphire. I love this one. I have this one, I have a plum one or purple one, and they are gorgeous. And I just think these work beautifully in the lower waterline. They're amazing with my watery eyes. So now let's do the lower lash line. I think I'm going to use Treat. I'm going to use that in my lower lash line because I just didn't really know where else to put this today. I'm going to start out here and just work that into the inner corner part here. And I'm bummed though that they did split Ozark into 2 seasons, or not 2 seasons, but 2 parts of the 4th season, because now I have to wait for who knows how long until the 2nd part comes out. My husband and I were like frantically Googling last night. We're like, when's the 2nd part of the season 4 going to come out? And it doesn't have a release date yet, but total cliffhanger at the end. I was like, oh man. Oh, and there's another show that I have been meaning to mention like my last 3 or 4 videos, and I don't know why I haven't mentioned it. I just forget. But it's called True Story, and it's with Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes. And it is so good. I would say it's a pretty different role for Kevin Hart. I mean, he is really funny in it, but it's also pretty dramatic. Now I'm going to put So Good in the outer part of my lower lash line here, just to kind of incorporate this upper lid shade with the lower lash line. But basically the premise is that Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes are brothers. Kevin Hart is like a comedic actor, and he's like in like superhero movies, or he's like in a superhero movie, and he's super popular and everybody loves him. And Wesley Snipes is his brother, who is just kind of a screw up, you know, like he just can't get his life together. I mean, he's trying, he like owns a restaurant, but he kind of like gets involved in like, I don't know, gangstery type activity, and he always owes all these people a bunch of money, and so Kevin Hart is constantly having to bail him out. And don't worry, I'm not going to give away too much. All of what I'm talking about you could watch in like the preview of the show on Netflix. And so one night, Kevin Hart is in town, staying in a hotel in the same town that Wesley Snipes lives in. And he's going to be going to like all these press releases for this new movie that's coming out. And Wesley Snipes and a bunch of like the entourage of Kevin Hart, like in his little like inner circle, are going to go out to a club and, you know, have some fun. And so Wesley Snipes does everything he can to make sure that Kevin Hart just gets tanked that night. He keeps making him, I'm going to put some more Treat down just to kind of blend that out a little bit, the lower lash line. Kind of just keeps giving him more and more alcohol just to get him plowed, and he does. So they go back to the hotel room where Kevin Hart's staying, and the next scene is Wesley Snipes is waking Kevin Hart up at like, you know, I don't know, wee hours of the morning, and he's freaking out, and Kevin Hart's like, you know, hungover, and he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And he points in the bed next to Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart has brought home a woman from the club, and she's dead. And Wesley Snipes is like, oh, and Kevin Hart's freaking out. He's like, what am I going to do? You know, I can't have a dead body in my bed with me. What are we going to do? And I'm not going to give away anymore. But the stuff that ensues after that, I'm like, there's a couple things that Kevin Hart does in that movie or that show, and I'm like, geez, Kevin, Whoa. Wesley Snipes is one of my all-time favorite actors. I don't know if you guys have seen the Blade series that he does, but oh, I love Blade. So good. So now I'm going to do my inner corner with the shade Crumble. Use this little brush here. And I think this is a gorgeous inner corner shade. Very nice. And I think this look turned out pretty well. You know, blues, I don't know. I really do love blue eye looks, okay? And I love blue eyeshadows. But I don't know. They're just a little tricky for me. But it's always fun. And I say this every single time I do a palette bingo collab, so pardon me. But it's always fun to do things that you wouldn't normally do. So that's always really the challenge here. And I love that part about doing palette bingos because, you know, you just kind of have to get out of your comfort zone, whether you want to or not. All right, I think I'm done with my look. So what I'm gonna do is go off camera, do the other eye, of course. I'm gonna apply the finishing touches and then I'll come back and show you how everything came together. So please don't go anywhere. I am back. This is the finished look. Oh, wow. I had so much fun creating this look and I figured, you know what? If you're gonna do a fun blue eye look, you better pull a fun blue lip color in, and so I did. This is the BH Cosmetics Blueberry Muffin palette that Tina and I used in our palette bingo collab today. The 5 shades that I randomly chose are Delish. I use that in my transition area. Then So Good, I put that in my outer V. And then Tempting, I put that in like the middle part of my lid, kind of out towards the outer V. And then I use Crumble on the inside of the lid and then my inner corner. And then I use Treat on my lower lash line. And this is such a beautiful palette. I love it. I love that it's got neutrals and pops of color. It's really easy to put a look together with this. I feel like all of these shades work really well together. And I do think that the 5 shades I chose worked really well together. The only thing that I wasn't real sure what to do with was Treat. And I do think it looks really nice on my lower lash line. And I did want to go over a few things that I used in my finished look today. For the liner on my upper lid, I used the Queen Nubia Cosmetics liquid liner in the shade Dark Blue. I was gonna go with the black liner and I thought, oh my gosh, no, I have the perfect blue liner for this look. So I pulled this out and I just love this. I know I've said it a bunch of times on my channel. This is such a great formula. It's very affordable and I love Queen Nubia Cosmetics. For my mascara, I use the CoverGirl Clump Crusher Mascara. I haven't used this in a while, and this is a really nice, cheap mascara, and it works really well. Makes your lashes look longer and thicker, and I just thought it would be really nice to pull this out and use it today. And for my lips, I use the Queen Nubia Cosmetic liquid lipstick in the shade Respect. I love this liquid lipstick so much. The formula is amazing. I love the color. I don't normally use blue liquid lipsticks, okay? I don't. But this is so fun to get this out, and this was the perfect excuse to pull this out. A blue eye look, blue lip, hello. I cannot wait to see Tina's look with this palette. I know it's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. She did send me some pictures of her finished look, and I was like, wow. So I'm really looking forward to watching her video and seeing how she put all these shades together for her look. Like I said, I will have Tina's channel, Tina H Beautiful Journey, linked in my description box. Please go to her channel and subscribe, support her, show her some love. She is just amazing. I'm so glad we've connected, and I really hope we do many more collabs together. Tina, thank you so much for doing this with me today. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed or you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks again, you guys. Take care. Bye.